is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
Come on in to Toyota of Hollywood, where curiosity and extraordinary deals await you. Your golden ticket buys a 2025 Corolla, not $26,000, $17,988. And we've got sweet deals with 0% financing for 72 months, 0 down. Enter our world of wonder, and we'll show you why we're the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvietto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orviettosawards.com. Orvietto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Where can you take $10,000 off the 2026 Acura MDX? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welcome to Kaneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Kaneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at Kaneswear.com. Kaneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rheaume. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rheaume can help.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. Hope all of you are doing well on May 1st, 2026, month number 5 of 2026. Yes, sir. Opening up with a green day in the market, opening up a little green also in Bitcoin since we crossed 78 again. Headed to 79, actually, 78,655 right now. So maybe we'll hit 80 by the time we're done with this show today. Welcome aboard. We got some stuff to talk about. The amazing, the one and only David Furones will join us too today on the show. So we'll have a little fun. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you're feeling good out there. Hit the like button when you whenever you chime in, whenever you check in, check out any of the videos. Make sure you hit the like button, gets the algorithms going. As always, we appreciate it immensely on a beautiful Friday. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And we got a little interesting topic that I think we should discuss today too, on top of all of that. So we'll have a little fun here. Subaru Pembroke Pines, we're always there once a month, broadcasting live. Make sure you visit our friends. Alan is the general manager out there at Subaru Pembroke Pines at 16100 Pines Boulevard. Yes, sir, in Pembroke Pines. Go visit them out there. Eric Stampone always does the show with me out there. Ask him for a twisted movie. He'll give you one because he comes up with these weird-ass movies. So that's always a good thing. Anyway, so we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Appreciate all of you out there as always tuning in. Let's see what we got here on the chat board. I see NorCal is in. Hope you're feeling okay. Yeah, I'm all right, man. It's just congestion. Although last night, man, I had a horrible night's sleep. I did last night. Last night I slept like shit because I once I put that stupid spray. Damn it, I have to do it twice a day. It starts making me cough. And last night, man, I coughed like crazy. I felt bad for my wife, all the time. The whole night, it was just bothering me. I couldn't sleep. What is it? What's that called? Flonase. And it's like some kind of a steroid. And dude, it's just kind of weird because we looked up the side effects and one of them was coughing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I got to work with my throat, dude. I want to be coughing all night and then I got a sore throat and then I got to talk. You know what I'm saying? So it was a rough night last night. Actually, it was the first time, and I'd been taking that Flonase every night and it hadn't really treated me that way. I don't know if it's breaking up the stuff in there. Because it's all this whole left side apparently is full of a wall of mucus supposedly, and the weird part is I don't have any pain, I don't have any discomfort, I don't have any problem breathing, nothing whatsoever. It's the weirdest thing in the world, and it hasn't affected me whatsoever. But thank God I caught it early, and we're able to work on it now. Something tells me I'm going to end up getting the mini operation. They're going to have to scoop that stuff out. It just kind of feels that way. But hey, man, just another hurdle we got to overcome in life. That's just kind of the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Don't forget, smash the like button. You can also make a donation to the show. That's another way to support us. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. Always appreciate that. Nice to see Bitcoin climbing back up again. It'll be over 100 in due time. In due time. I'm not worried about that. Let's see what we got. Jeff in Long Island out there. Number 1, NorCal. Jamie Zoria out in San Jose. Thank you. B-Rob. Yes, thank God it is Friday. Trust me. I could use the Saturday and the Sunday off. Yes. Yes. Big Johnson in. It says Big O, Sean, and crew. I don't know. I don't have much faith in him. Oh, you're talking about Malik. Well, I've got I think was an interesting topic to talk about today. And it's very important, actually. The way we have to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Big O smashing it for the next Mucinex spokesman and all-around good guy. Thank you, Ocala Joe. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did work the Mucinex like crazy last night. Actually, I left it in the bedroom. I should bring it here. Let's see. Think Blue Dodgers in. He's smashing it in LA. You know, he's also smashing a big old fatty right now, too, at the same time. Lisa Rose. John Santos. Sean is home. He's working, doing good. Lenny Pena. All of you out there, I'm looking forward to having a really good running game this year. Achan, Ollie, and even Wright are going to eat up some yards, baby. Well, let's hope so. I mean, we need Caden to play well, and we need Savanaya to play well, and we need Austin Jackson to stay healthy. There's some factors. You know what I'm saying? It looks nice on paper, but people have to play effectively. You're asking a rookie to immediately make a transition. He could. I mean, he's a first-round pick, but I don't know that yet. You know, we got to see it. We gotta see it. And he's playing guard, not tackle. We got to see it. And then Savanaya's got to take that next step, and Austin Jackson has got to stay healthy. And if those things don't happen, it's hard to have the kind of success you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But they have made it and set it up to have success in that direction. If they don't, that's on them then. You know what I'm saying? It's Derby week. Yep. We got Renegade 4-1. I mean, like Renegade is one of my favorite things. I always call all my fantasy teams are all called Wolfgang Renegades. So I automatically got to go for the favorite Renegade. Commandment and Further Ado are 6-1. Renegades 4-1. And Chief Wallaby is 8-1 in the Derby. I'm not going to read all of them, but I at least give you the top 3 in odds there. But I saw the Renegade thing, and I'm like, all right. It's my favorite Styx song, too. What else do we have out there? Jay Bird is in the house. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Number 2 next to a Packer fan, and he loves Willis and says we have a winner. Puff, puff, give us 5 wins. I don't know if you'll get 5. I don't really care about the wins. I do care about Malik Willis playing well. That I do care about because you sign them as a free agent, and hopefully you can get them out there to play well. We'll see. We shall see if they can do that. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And we start off in the NBA, where last night the Knicks were on fire. They beat the Hawks. Beat them down 140-89. New York wins the series 4-2. Best part about all of that for the Hawks, this is like a great year for the Hawks. To go that far in the first round is actually a great year for the Hawks. You get rid of Trae Young and you do better. Pretty interesting, right? Anyway, last night, 76ers defeat the Celtics 106-93. That series is tied at 3 games apiece. The T-Wolves, even with their injuries, they went and beat the Nuggets 110-98, eliminating Denver 4-2 in that series. Amazing. Tonight at 7, Orlando's leading 3-2, Pistons and Magic. Magic at home, by the way. 7:30, Cleveland leading 3-2. Raptors are home hosting the Cavs. And at 9:30, Lakers leading 3-2. Lakers are at the Rockets. No Durant. Rockets are playing better without Durant. Kind of like Atlanta playing better without Trae Young. It's just kind of the way it goes. Miami Grand Prix F1 race this weekend at Hard Rock Stadium. And the Kentucky Derby also will be running this weekend. Renegade is the favorite with a 4-1 odds. Commandment and Further Ado at 6-1. And Chief Wallaby at 8-1. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. If you're looking for custom printing and embroidery, if you need shirts, hats, uniforms, whatever it is you need, call my guy, Alan Blanco. You can call him, send the logos, all that stuff through email, and he'll have it shipped to you right away anywhere in the country. 3A Graphics sports calendar, 786-618-1443. They do great work. Excellent work. All right. Let's see. B-Rob says Proctor struggled a little bit with speed early in the season, but got much better later on. I think he'll be a mauler in the run game. Let's hope he's just an ass-kicking player, period. Pass game, run game, everything. We need him to be an absolute stud because we're all going to be looking at Bain and comparing it. And I think Bain's going to be absolutely awesome. When you said Derby Day, I thought you were referring to the Fort Lauderdale United FC Tampa Bay. That's right. That is the Florida Derby. So it's a Derby weekend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Big on betting the over. Give me that blind ass fan alert. Yes, you definitely for betting the over.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
Yes, you get the blind ass fan. I mean, I wouldn't bet it. You know my rule. I don't bet against my team. But I'll tell you when to, right? And definitely take the under 4.5. Definitely take the under 4.5. Yeah. They'll struggle to win 2 or 3 games. Yeah. Rusty Rag says, we are great, but cohesion and discipline is quite better. We were very undisciplined the past couple of years. If we get plays in on time this year, I'll be happy. We got a foundation, time to execute. That's right. That's right. Morning to you, Gus 1388. Don't forget, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Yesterday you guys were joking around about the JP Morgan woman, and I had no idea about that until I got off the air and I saw the whole thing and I saw the story. And the screwed up part is it ended up being a complete lie. She was never that person. He was never a sex slave. By the way, once I got into the story and I saw the guy, that guy's too effing ugly to be a sex slave. Did you see her? I mean, apparently she's married too. This is like terrible, dude. Like they put that woman through hell and embarrassment when she didn't deserve one bit of it. She did none of that. And then we had everybody else joining JP Morgan and jobs and all that. Anybody that was involved in some kind of sexual type of, violation, they were joining JP Morgan yesterday as jobs. Lane Kiffin, everybody. It didn't matter. You name it. They were all joining. Mike Vrabel. Everybody was joining JP Morgan yesterday. But what a shame that everyone got it so wrong, and we jumped the gun. I didn't, because I didn't even know the joke. You know what I'm saying? But wow, it's just like the whole story was made up. And this guy's an even bigger loser than what he looks like, actually. Dude, he even like insulted his wife. He called her something with no cans or something, or like, what is wrong with that guy's like, he got fired, and he was like, I don't know, man. It's not a dude that really handles adversity very well. That was a crazy story, and I ended up feeling really bad for the woman, man, and her family and all that. She gets put through all this embarrassment for no reason at all. She never asked for it. She never did anything. It's wow. Like, he just threw her under the bus and made her life a living hell for 24 hours. Eventually, they found out the dude's a scumbag and he lied and all that kind of stuff. But wow, man, that was one crazy story yesterday that took over the social media and the internet. And by the way, folks, you got to look at the guy. There's no way anybody makes that loser a sex slave. No way. I'm sorry that I have to judge, but I'm going to judge. If you're going to make somebody a sex slave, I would imagine they're going to be half decent looking. They're not going to be butt ugly like that dude. That's the one thing. Once I saw it, it kind of felt like BS, because I looked at the guy and I looked at her, and it's like, she could do a lot better for sex slaves, that is. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of you that would actually volunteer for it, and you're probably better looking than that guy. You know, there's a lot of guys that will volunteer saying, hey, I'll be her sex slave. There's a lot of guys that they're all for it, man. You know? And by the way, why would you want to explain that you were taking a concoction of Viagras and all that? So you're telling everybody that your PP doesn't work? Not exactly sure. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do you need Viagra? She's pretty good looking. I don't think you need it, you know? So not sure you want that part in the story. That part in the story you don't need. You're supposed to be well on your own. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Let's see. Marcus, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like the O-line got a little better, and if Willis is better than Tua, we will win 5. I'll take another blind-ass fan, please. LOL. Yeah, I just don't see that right now. Yeah, you're a little too you're setting yourself up for disappointment, basically, is what you're doing. It's going to be a bad team, bro. It'll be a bad football team. This is not going to be a good football team. You know what I'm saying? And Malik is not better than Tua. Not even close. Okay? He's a better athlete, and he can run around, and he's certainly going to need it, but he's not a better passer than Tua. Not even close. You know, although the Tua that we saw the last year there, that was not a passer. That guy can't pass. So whatever happened to him, he better fix it. And we'll see if he can. That'll be the interesting story for him in Atlanta, is if he can fix his ills, because that was bad. That guy cannot play in the NFL. So whatever happens this year, it better be the Tua we saw before. Or if not, Atlanta did not do it. Well, I mean, they're not paying anything, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of craziness besides that other story yesterday? By the way, yesterday in basketball, just want to mention this because I don't want it to go by. I want to mention it because it's well-deserved, okay? Denver, they're a bunch of underachievers. Yeah, they won one title, but they should have won more, and they've had some embarrassing exits like this one now. And considering the talent that you have, I think overall you have underachieved with the talent that you have. I look at the Boston Celtics, who, they're right now, what is it? I think they're still, is it tied or leading 3-2? What is it? Where is the tied 3-3? The fact that, and the Sixers were playing your ass last night, that behind the back baseline that Embiid did was really nice for the dunk. Anyway, they're a bunch of underachievers too. And I say this because there are teams that go out there and they got some talent or they spend money. We have one in our backyard. Inter Miami, bunch of freaking underachievers. Messi's an underachiever here. He is. No, CONCACAF got out early, got eliminated 2 years ago with the number 1 seed, best record. You got eliminated by the worst team in the playoffs, Atlanta. And you spend 10 times more money than everybody else does. You should have won the title that year and this past season that just happened last year. We'll see if you can win it this year. If you don't win it this year, I mean, overall, considering the money that the Moss brothers spent early on with Matuidi and Higuain and all that, and all considering all the money that Inter Miami has spent for 7 years, they're absolute underachievers in the MLS. Okay? Let's just get that shit straight. And that's where, when I look at Denver and the Celtics last night, that's the other thing that I look at. I go, these teams, dude, if they had like real coaching, they would have gotten more. I know Spo gets more out of both those teams than anything that's happened so far there. That's the beauty of our situation. We have a guy that is just absolutely awesome. Our front office sucks. Unfortunately, the ownership and the front office has lost it. They're not any good anymore. And they've proved it over and over again. This isn't it. But by the way, let's just get to honesty now, okay? They're not any good anymore. They're a weak front office now. It's what they have been for a long time. They don't support their coach. Okay? So they're a bunch of underachievers. Riley and Arison now are a bunch of underachievers. That's what they are, constantly. Okay? That's because they don't have it anymore. They have no juice whatsoever. But I'm watching Boston, and if I'm a Celtics fan, I look at these soft-ass choking Celtics. They're lucky they got one title. And Denver, apparently, with the leadership that they have, they're lucky they got one title too. It's a shame when you have a team and you can't take advantage of it. Whether you're Inter Miami, whether you're Boston, whether you're Denver. It's like you get that opportunity, make sure that you maximize it like the Panthers have. They maximized it. This past year, nobody can overcome what they went through. But the past 2 years, after coming up short the first time, they went back and won it 2 times in a row. That's not underachieving. That's overachieving. So when I look at all of this, the big three, they kind of underachieved too, because they shouldn't have lost the Dallas one. The San Antonio one, they deserve to lose and lose badly. San Antonio outplayed them. They played some of the prettiest basketball I have ever seen in my life. Cleanest basketball I have ever seen in my life. It was a schooling of all kinds of schooling in that one. So Miami had no business winning that one, but they had no business losing the first one. I'm not afraid to point out sometimes when these teams underachieve, even if they win some, they should have won more. And when I look at Denver, when I look at the Celtics, and when I look at Inter Miami, I look at franchises that have underachieved considering the talent that they have. Anyway, there we go. That's my 2 cents on that one. Colts, they are not going to guarantee Anthony Richardson's 5th year. Smart move. They gave an extension to Daniel Jones for 2 years. They didn't give him the big-time extension because they were kind of a little hesitant on that, but we'll see what ends up happening with that one. All right, let's do it. David Furones is ready to go with our Welton Rheaume Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rheaume Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right. How you doing, my brother? Wow.
I'm feeling good. How are you, Big O?
Good. I'm just trying to get my headphones on right. All right.
Yeah, I see that. You're having some trouble there. Right. What happened? You just had it on.
I just had it on, but it was like it got a little tilted, so I wanted to adjust to make sure it's comfortable for the interview. Because during interviews, I like putting on headphones because I can hear it from the speaker on the side, but I'd rather hear it directly in my ears so I can, make sure I don't miss anything. I wanted to ask you this, okay? Because we got into a little bit of a conversation in our last get together, and how I told you, and we talked about how important this year is because you have Arch Manning coming out, right? And when we look at the draft, they went and got him a couple of tight ends. They went and got offensive linemen for him. They went and got 3 receivers for him. If you're set up to succeed anywhere this year, it's on offense. You don't have safeties. You don't have pass rushers. There's some real questions on defense. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of secondary safety, pass rushers, major. Plus, you have a whole bunch of young defensive tackles that still have to grow. So defensively, you can have all kinds of issues, okay? But on offense, they signed Malik, obviously, gave him the big contract, and the real focus was more on offense than on defense this year to make sure that their precious signing succeeds. And while you sign them to a 3-year contract, knowing that Arch Manning is right around the corner, okay, I think Malik Willis has to convince you by the end of the year, right? This isn't like a regular situation. Oh, we could give him a couple of years to develop. If he doesn't show enough in year 1, considering everything that you gave him, do you really have to consider moving on from Malik after year 1? Your thoughts on that?
Everything that you gave him, wow. I mean, I think you're trying to set Malik up with that. Honestly, when I hear it, you're talking like this is, the O-line is still highly questionable. Receivers, you traded away your best one. So, and then you didn't get to it until the 3rd round. So, you didn't even use the one of the top 3 picks on a receiver. So, I still look at this receiving core like it might be the worst in the NFL. It's going to be down there.
Yeah,
so,
Bell,
yes, they're going to have a run game, but
Bell will be available in the second half. I'm sure he'll be available.
And maybe even sooner. He's progressing very well, like already running 18 miles per hour as of the draft on a treadmill. So that was a November ACL injury. So now I go, December, and then so 6 months out. So now that we've arrived in May, so we'll have to get an update on as to when he can actually start.
By September, we're 9 months. By September, we're 9 months removed from the injury, and and nowadays they easily recover from ACLs in 9 months.
Trey, remember Derek King? He came back after the bowl game ACL.
Yeah, but again, I'm going with PUP list anyways. He's probably going to be on the PUP list the first month, 5 weeks,
Right.
6 weeks, and then after, I'm sure he'll be there.
It would be smart.
Yeah, but you did invest in receivers. You did invest in tight ends. You did invest in offensive line. If he doesn't play well by the end of the year, you've got the number 1 pick. What do you do?
Yeah, that's the part though. Right. So, I mean, I don't think you've set Malik Willis up with so much where like it's guaranteed that if he doesn't show it to you, he doesn't have the goods. But you're going to have to make a judgment without really having that full ensemble for him. So it will be a challenge to determine that. So he's going to have to show signs that he can overcome some of these things.
Wait a minute. Now there are some people that say if he's the guy, he has to elevate people. Okay.
Right. You got to see something like that.
I'm just saying there are people out there because I'm not one of those guys. I don't really think that quarterbacks carry you. What quarterbacks do is they make occasional plays. Good quarterbacks make occasional plays in key moments, but they don't really carry you because if your offensive line's not blocking, if you're not running, if you're not pass catching, if your receivers aren't blocking downfield, lots of things can affect your play and your success overall. It's not just quarterback, but there's a lot of people out there that will say, well, he has to elevate at one point or another. And you're talking about, you're kind of questioning all the stuff on offense. What do you think about defense then? Because if you're questioning on offense, defense is a disaster, bro. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. I'm seriously.
Maybe that's just the state of the Dolphins in 2026.
I mean, listen, the Dolphins have been a disaster for decades. But if you're going to have success on one side of the ball, which one do you think it'll be? Offense, right? More than defense.
I think offense will be exciting when you have Malik Willis back there, Devon Achane. They're going to have home run capabilities. You know, maybe Malik Willis can hit some deep balls with these receivers. I don't know if it'll be. I don't know how consistent the passing game will be because there still will be breakdowns in pass protection. So you have Patrick Paul, you have Aaron Brewer. Caden Proctor is going to be playing a new position at guard. Austin Jackson, you don't know if he's going to be healthy. Jonas Avayanai, you don't know what he's going to be year two. So there's still a lot of questions on the blocking up front. And then this receiving core is still, you got some rookies, but it's still not going to be one that elevates into the top 30 of 32 NFL teams. Maybe you bumped up one. I can't think of who's the other worst receiving core, but you're down there as far as what this receiving core looks like on paper by league standards. So that's what Malik Willis has to go with. I would love to see the Malik Willis, Devon Achane read option or getting the ball to Achane in space and then maybe faking that way, letting Malik Willis roll out. And he's probably the fastest quarterback in the NFL. So then if he's in space, when the defense goes to Achane, like that's going to open up opportunities. Like I think there will be excitement, but it's going to be tight. The defense still has like a Jordan Brooks. I like the Jacob Rodriguez pick. If Chris Johnson can show you something early on where he's like that cover corner that they envision can cover in all three levels. There's some things, but still not a lot. I'm not saying there's too much. They still don't have
Dude, Chris Johnson can't cover every receiver on the field.
No. So,
you know what I mean? Their secondary is very suspect. Their safeties are completely disappearing. And pass rush, we don't even know what outside of Jacob and maybe a linebacker or something, but they don't really have like an end that is going to go get you 9 or 10 sacks.
Chop's going to be doing some new stuff with his hand in the ground if it's based out of the 4-3. So, I mean, we're really arguing which side is going to be even worse. So this is what a rebuild looks like.
Right. It's what a rebuild looks like. But if anything, you went heavy on the offense to try to help the kid out, which, by the way, makes all the sense in the world that you go out and get a couple offensive linemen, you get a couple tight ends, you get 3 wide receivers. You did things, and then obviously you signed a quarterback. So you did enough things, and you brought back Achane. You did enough things that you felt like, okay, we got to give him a chance to succeed. So that's why I ask you, at the end of the year, if he has a horrible year, what do you do, bro? Do you say,
horrible year? Yeah,
you chalk it up? If he plays bad, if he doesn't play well by the end of the year, normal quarterbacks, you would say, well, he's young. We got to give him another year, surround him with more talent. He'll learn all that. Do you take that approach, or do you say after 1 year, yeah, this is not the guy, we can't pass on Arch Manning?
No, Malik Willis hasn't afforded himself that now because he already took that in Tennessee with 2 years, and then he sat behind Jordan Love in Green Bay, learned behind him. Sullivan already had him there, and then Halfley was going against him on scout team. So that was the time to do all that. So now he's got to show you that he can run the offense well. Now, my only case is if it shows.
You're helping me. You're helping me.
No. Because that I agree with. Yeah. My only case is that he's not going to have everything that he'll need. So you have to kind of judge based off that, keeping that in the back of your mind. But if he just plays terribly, and you can tell it's terrible. It's a terrible quarterback product, regardless of who he has to throw to, regardless of the protection. If his play suffers, then and you're picking at the top of the draft in 2026, 2027, then yeah, you've got to move off of him, and you're probably finding one of those top quarterbacks, which there will be plenty to choose from. It's not just Arch Manning, but I would put him as a favorite to be number one.
Yeah, and you never know that, down the line in a couple of years, I don't know, man. You this guy. See this guy? You know who this is? Hi. You hear me?
Oh, barely. I hear the music from the video more so.
Now.
Okay.
There you go. Hi. You there? Oh, there we go. I don't know why now you're there and all right. Oh, what? Okay. Now.
Now I'm on full screen again.
I am not being able to add myself now and you at the same time. Now I don't know what and your mic is off, right?
My mic?
No. I don't know what I've done now.
Do you hear me?
Hear me?
You hear me? Mic check.
I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know what I've done.
It was a valiant effort to
hear me now.
I hear you.
No,
I hear you. I can't. You don't hear me?
I don't hear you. You guys hearing anything? We can hear Furones, but you can't hear me.
I hear you, Big O.
Oh, you hear me? Okay, here we go.
You got that.
Now, okay, I had the wrong thing on. Did you see who that was, by the way?
Tell me.
That was Marshall Manning.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I don't know how I can get us back to our regular. I don't know how I did this, by the way.
It was a good effort trying to play the highlights.
Yeah, but I don't know what I did. That I screwed up the whole thing. Like it's weirdest thing in the world. But again, but I can't put us like normal, which is crazy.
Maybe we got to do the rest of the segment like this.
I guess so. So you got that kid's 14 years old, Marshall Manning.
Okay. Well, are you already planning for the 2032 draft, whatever that was?
I mean, listen, we've been at this for decades. Have we replaced this guy?
No,
we haven't replaced this guy. So oh wow, Eiffel Tower is going to fall. Since we haven't replaced that guy, I'm just planning ahead. If we pass up on Arch now, and we got to wait for Marshall. We brought in Peyton for a tour and all that stuff, and it didn't work out. And he left on us, and he went to Denver.
Yeah.
We have March now. We have an opportunity to draft him next year. If you got the number 1 pick, you can't pass up on him. And then I'm looking at Marshall Manning, and that kid's 14, and he's slinging it all over the place. Well, if we fail here, then we got to wait a couple of years to try to go for the Marshall plan.
Yeah, when that kid is coming out in the NFL draft, if the Dolphins are still looking for a quarterback, I would venture to believe it won't be John Eric Sullivan choosing him. By then that'll be another regime. If he's 14 now, we're talking about 7 years down the road. Then that means this regime failed, and then it's the next one that comes in the long line of Dolphins regimes.
Why you got to tell me that, bro? Why you got to tell me that?
I'm saying Sullivan shouldn't be planning on Marshall Manning. He's got to be planning on between Malik Willis and whether it's Arch Manning, whoever's next year's class. If he's looking at Marshall Manning as the number 1 pick when he comes out, it's probably someone else that has come in.
Oh yeah, bro. I hope
that's my only point.
I'm hoping John Eric Sullivan is the stud we've been missing, dude. I mean,
I
really,
hope so too.
When you think about it. Okay. Yeah. As I told you before, the draft doesn't matter. None of this matters. Like Shula didn't have a GM, and he had a pretty good team, but he couldn't build a team because he had a terrible GM. And Jimmy Johnson couldn't build a team because he wasn't a good GM. He was a horrible GM, actually. Really, everybody remembers the 4 defensive guys. Have you ever looked at Jimmy Johnson's drafts?
Right. Outside of that, left a lot to be desired.
Oh, my God. Because people complain about all the other GMs we've had. Okay. And then we had a great defense with those guys, and it went by the wayside with Wanstead. And that's because he wasn't a good GM either. He couldn't find a quarterback. He couldn't get the offense over the top to complement the defense. Saban, Parcells, whatever. It's all been bad management. We really need John Eric Sullivan to be the guy, bro. Like, if he's not the guy, we're starting all over again, like you just said, because without that guy, you're not able to turn over coaching staffs. You're not able to find new coaches. You're not able to find talent. You're not able to make great trades. It's like, he's really the piece that the Dolphins have been. We all clamor about the quarterback, and I'm having fun, Marshall Manning and Arch and all that. But really, dude, without the real architect, we're screwed, bro. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, and I have faith in him. I trust him. I listen to him, and I'm like, okay, this is a football guy. He's a good football mind. Comes from the right place. Knows how they did it in Green Bay. How they've consistently remained competitive and in the thick of things for so many years, and then and that's for a team that is not a big time draw for free agents, for a team that has to build through the draft. So that's why, I mean, I'll trust him when he says they're convicted on Caden Proctor and everyone down here was hoping for Ruben Bain. Now, it hurts a little bit because, I am an alum of this school right here, and I know a lot of fans in this area. There's a big crossover, like Venn diagram of Canes and Dolphins fans. There's a lot of them right in the middle that like both teams and would have loved, and even if you're not a Canes fan, would have loved for the Miami kid who went to Miami Central, grew up down here, to play in his hometown as a professional and bring in. There we go. We got the dual.
I figured out what I'm doing here. I'm not Sean.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to replicate what Sean does. So yeah, I mean, we all wanted to see Ruben Bain in a Dolphins uniform for the storyline, for the need, for how he fits into the defense, his badass mentality, everything that it would have been. But hey, I'll trust him. Until proven otherwise, I'm going to give him that. What he's due, which is to trust these picks and the vision he has, which clearly is to go build from the inside out. When you make a pick like that, be able to run the ball, which the Caden Proctor pick, the Will Kazmarek pick at tight end, blocking tight end, to have a Devon Achane and eventually extend him. When you have a Malik Willis who can run as a quarterback, yeah, they want to Caden Proctor said, run the shit out of the football. So that's going to be the identity. So I like the early identity that's being established. Then you can get to building the passing game and completing the defense. So this is just the beginning.
Don't forget, Welton Rheaume, proud sponsors of our program: bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Folks, if you suffer any kind of damage to your home, condo, car, never call the insurance company. I know it sounds weird. You call Welton Rheaume first. They send their adjusters. They assess the damage, and then they attack the insurance company on your behalf. So call them 954-966-4646. The consultation is completely free. All right, so they announced that Proctor is going to go to left guard. We talked about this before. So now I don't know what the future is, if he's going to go to right tackle next year, which is kind of wacky, but whatever. It is what it is. Or is he going to make him a left tackle and move Patrick Paul to right tackle, which would be even wacky. Whatever. I don't care. All right, so now let's move over. It doesn't sound like Sabania's got a lock on the right guard. And they did draft EJ Campbell. They have a couple of other guys. How do you see the competition for right guard?
Yeah, I would say Jonas Savaiinaia, which now he goes to the right side where he was more comfortable in college. This is a nice balance, by the way, between moving him over, and then it's not as much chaos as the which you mentioned when I laid out having Jackson go to left guard, Savaiinaia right guard. It's kind of like an in-between. So Savaiinaia moves, Proctor goes into left guard. You don't move Austin Jackson. So the only one moving is Savaiinaia. Well, Proctor too, because left tackle, he played in college, but you already knew you were going to be moving him because you already have your left tackle and Patrick Paul. But yeah, it is a little bit like, all right, you're going to start in one place. Laramie Tunsil did this. And then the long-term plan, assuming Austin Jackson maybe isn't brought back next year, it gives you an out unless he plays his ass off, stays healthy, proves that he's worthy of being brought back again. Then, yeah, you're looking at Caden Proctor as your right tackle of the future. But right now, you've got a left side in Patrick Paul and Caden Proctor where you could really just ram it that way and pound teams on the left side, especially when Aaron Brewer is the center. So, I mean, you got the left 3/5 of the line where you could just go.
And Kaneswear, they put him right
one
next
line Kaneswear on that side too, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, Devon Achan's going to have room to run.
That's the plan. That's why they did that, because they put Paul and Proctor together. Are you kidding me? It's 700 pounds of human being coming at you. And then you've got, obviously, Brewer, who's very quick, and he can make some complementary adjustments. And then you can add Kaneswear, who can block his ass off on short yardage situations on the left side. And I think that's what they're trying to do, create a real strong side that they can count on that side. And so with Brewer, Caden, and then Paul, and then Kaneswear, holy shit, you're hoping that you're sweeping fools off the ground as you run through the yard.
And Proctor will have to actually do it on the field, because I know that was the hope with Savaiinaia last year, and then he struggled. So, it was you figured Patrick Paul was going to develop to this point. He did. And then Savaiinaia, as a guy that the previous regime traded up into the second round or within the second round to grab, you thought he was going to be that good on that side. So that's why you put them together. And then the right guard competition, then between Savaiinaia, where now he goes back to the right side. And then I still like the Jamari Salyer kid who they got from the Chargers. He was one of the few over there that was actually blocking well and graded well across platforms that grade offensive line play. So one of the few from the Chargers that did it that way. He can play. He's played left tackle, played right guard, so he's versatile. They like their versatile linemen. So that's kind of the spot where either he can fit in, or if Jonas Savaiinaia shows he's the guy he was at Arizona coming out of the draft, then he should win it. But yeah, you got a good, with Proctor in there now. If Austin Jackson is healthy, you got a good 4 out of 5. And then now you got some competition to see someone rise to the top for that last spot at right guard.
All right, what do you got going on the Sentinel so folks can check you out, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, most recent stuff is still just coming off of the draft and the interviews that we had with some of the remaining day 3 picks. So got good stories on Seydou Traore, the tight end who came from London, playing just the final year of high school of American 11-on-11 football, got a scholarship, his journey to Arkansas State, Mississippi State, gets to the Dolphins and is drafted with the UK flag draped over him. So that was cool. And then the Michael Taft kid wrote about him going from walk-on at Texas to All-American and now Dolphins draft pick, who's reunited with Quinn Ewers, his good friend, and all the other Texas Longhorns that they drafted. So aside from that, then I think I burned myself a weekend where I'm not writing unless there's news. So, I'll be checking in on NBA playoffs and maybe try to get out to the F1 Miami race. Check that out, which is on Dolphins grounds.
All right. You doing it? You got a media credential for that already?
Perk is covering it for us. But I'm going to see if I just get out there, and check it out.
You're going to buy a ticket? Wow. Tender.
I don't know if we'll see.
Oh, okay. I hope they take care of you. Jesus. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. Catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Enjoy your weekend, my brother. Enjoy the light load on the Dolphin side.
Hopefully. All right. You too, Big O. Have a good one.
This has been another session of the Welton Rheaume Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rheaume, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rheaume can help.
All right, there we go. Thank you all out there for keeping it locked. Spirit Airlines prepares to shut down. Shut the bitch down. Shut it down. Don't save any more of these stinking airlines. Don't save any airlines. If you can't make it on your own, don't use my damn tax money. Screw you. Bad airline and shit. Want to use my tax money to buy an airline. Get the hell out of here with that. It's like saying, yeah, why don't you use our tax money to buy a restaurant? Yeah, that's great investments right there. Big O, I'm going with 6 wins now after the Furones interview. I like it. Teams will load up to stop the run if you can't pass. Yes, we know. We know. Shout out to Wayne and Martin from Fins Nation UK that were at the draft to welcome in our young British draft pick. Yes, Wayne Collard was the International Fan of the Year. Congrats to Wayne Collard, man. Awesome. Good stuff. It was good to see him there and everybody else. Let's see. Jamie says, Big O, I went to see Halloween in San Francisco last night. The opening act was very good. A Finnish band called Beast in Black, epic melodic power metal, not screamers, start with a power of the beast. Okay. As long as they're not screamers, as long as I can hear real singing, I'm good. Once I hear screaming, I'm out, bro. I'm out. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it, won't do it. I am going tonight to, not tonight, this afternoon. I'm going to go see the Michael Jackson biopic. And by the way, I see that they're going to have the Iron Maiden one next week on the 7th. I'll be there for that too. Up the irons, bitch. Can't wait for that. So I'll go see the Michael Jackson one. There's actually a couple of movies now I can go see. It's been kind of hard the last 2 months. I've only seen a few movies. It's been bad, but I think now we might be able to get on a little roll here and see a few of them. So that's good. Start getting my money's worth, and more. That's what you need. What else do we have? Vayas con Dios, Spirit Airlines. Exactly. You can have Spirit Airlines, dude. Are you kidding me? And the idea of using our tax money to buy an airline, are you out of your mind? It's a horrible business. Especially with everything going on. All right, what else do we have going on to talk about here in the world of sports? And I got to tell you something. I believe that Malik Willis must prove something this year. He has to convince the front office and the coaching staff that he has franchise quarterback in him. If he does not, you cannot say, oh, we got him for 2 more years and you've got the number 1 pick and you've got Arch Manning there. You can't do that. That's irresponsible. And you went out and drafted Caden Proctor. I expect Caden Proctor to be effective this year. If he's not, that's on you. And if Malik isn't playing well and Proctor isn't playing well, that's on you. John Eric Sullivan. Proctor better be good from the get-go. That's the way I look at it. If you're going to pass up on a Ruben Bain, who's a mature, set player, like this is a guy ready to transition easily into the NFL. And I believe he's going to be a monster in the NFL. I believe he's going to be a double-digit tackle guy practically in every game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up with 8 to 12 sacks this year as a rookie. Ruben Bain's going to be a nasty mofo at the next level. I expect Caden Proctor that if Ruben's a nasty mofo from the get-go, you better be a nasty mofo from the get-go. You better be mauling people with Paul, and you better be keeping people so we can actually see Malik Willis play. But the interesting part will be if Malik Willis doesn't so-called elevate the team. I'm wondering all those people that judge Tua the same way, which really it's, Marino didn't win shit, dude. He won some games, but he never really got over the hump. Why? Because his team was never good enough. Is it on Marino? Never. Never has been, never will be. He did the best he could do. He did. But when you're losing 44-42 to the Jets and Richard Todd, that's not Marino. Like the other day, somebody showed some stat of Marino. It was like 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and they won by 3. That was his life. The guy would put up like a monster game, barely win, because the quarterback on the other side, that was a tenth of what Marino is as a player, would lead their team against our sorry-ass defense constantly. Quarterbacks don't carry offenses. They can make plays for you as long as you're also making some plays. But eventually, those plays will run out if the quarterback is not supported. But we'll see. Since so many out there, especially I see some in the media, oh no, the quarterback must elevate. Well, let's see if Malik Willis elevates. Because if he doesn't, how do you pass up on Arch Manning? Or whoever is the top quarterback coming out? How? Malik Willis had time in Tennessee, had time in Green Bay. You don't have any more time to give him to mature. He should be matured already at this point. So if he's not ready to become a franchise quarterback this year, doesn't have to be about wins. It has to be about performance. If he doesn't, you have to move on. You have to call it a day. You have to take a loss. Hell, you still could draft a kid and start Malik at the beginning to be the bridge, at least in his second year. You could do that if you wanted to. But it'll be really interesting if Malik can prove enough this year to keep you from drafting a quarterback if you're number one. Be a really interesting dynamic and something that, I don't know, so I guess it's not really a problem you want to have, because that means you failed and now you got to go move on to the next one. And that's only 1 year in. So it'll also be pretty bad. By the way, they're doing it to me again. The Apple, it's got the stupid PGA scoreboard on there. It's like, I didn't ask for it. Swipe, get lost. All right, what else do we have here? Jeff in Long Island. It was a horrible move that we signed Willis. Makes no sense to me. Well, Jeff, if the kid's a baller, it makes all the sense in the world. If he's not, then what you and I believe is correct. But you and I could still be way wrong if the kid comes out and balls. If John Eric Sullivan is the man, then Malik Willis will shine. It's pretty simple. If John Eric Sullivan is not the man, well, then he may. His whiff on Malik Willis will be even worse than somebody else. You do realize that, right? Why? Because a lot of you buried him. A lot of you, and in the media, buried him. You buried John Eric Sullivan. Before he's even dead, you buried him. You said he knows him better than everybody else. So if Malik Willis fails, and he supposedly knows him better than everybody else, how big of a failure is that? Is that bigger than Houston, New Orleans, somebody else just signing Malik because they needed not that Houston needs a quarterback, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you need a quarterback and you went and signed Malik, he wasn't on you. He wasn't with your roster. You weren't part of the Green Bay Packers or anything. You took a chance and it didn't work out. Okay. But if you're the guy that was in Green Bay and then you left Green Bay to come to Miami and you brought Malik Willis over and he fails, what about this? What happens if Malik Willis doesn't have a good year, but John Eric Sullivan is dead set on believing that Malik Willis will turn the corner and he passes on Arch and says, no, Dolphin fans, have patience. Malik will turn the corner this year. And that's year 2. How are you going to feel about that? We're going to find out if John Eric Sullivan is the guy that will get rid of his mistake also quickly. Remember, I told you he didn't work with a checkbook in Green Bay. They're not big into free agency. Well, he didn't waste any time here going into free agency, and he's already made the declaration that they plan to make some noise in free agency in 27 and 28. Because, of course, the old man wants to win right away. So he may have to hurry the process a little. We're going to find out, man. We're going to find out if we've got the real general manager that we need. And Malik Willis and Caden Proctor are going to be 2 outstanding examples to see if his vision is 2020 or is he Ray Charles. If Malik is a baller, I feel the O-line is good enough to show us that. Well, if he's balling, it's because the O-line is doing it. Yeah, you're right, NorCal. Yeah. I have a feeling that Malik is not going to do well this year. Just a gut feeling, says Ariel. Brett says QBs are like NHL goalies in that they keep you in games and steal some wins for you with outstanding performances, but they still need support of the team around for a winning team. Thank you, Brett. Because we have these idiots out there, media and fans, that they think the quarterback, just carries them, does everything. And it's just not true. It's just not true. Not true. I was talking to a Packers fan last night who told me he was bummed when Willis left, but I honestly can't believe he's the guy when he's been backing others in Tennessee and Green Bay. We'll find out. That's the beauty of all of this, Oscar. You don't know. I don't know. Even John Eric Sullivan doesn't really know. He can have a gut feeling. He can feel good about it. But does he really know Malik Willis is going to turn the corner? No. He doesn't know that. None of us know that. And that's the beauty of all of this. That's the intrigue of all of this. Plus the desperation for all of us as Dolphin fans, because we're dying to have a winner. Not just a quarterback, we're dying to have a winner. I get it. AKW Beats says he'll make mistakes. However, his hits will be big. The CB from San Diego State is going to be excellent. I do like Chris Johnson, too. I do like Chris Johnson. He's got some skills, man. He can play all over the place. And by the way, again, let me see. Can I bring it up here? I think I could do it now and figure out what I did wrong. But Marshall Manning, he looks good, dude. He looks good. Like that's a 14-year-old, and that ball is absolutely popping. Let me run it again for you. I think I'll be able to get it right this time. There we go. Marshall Manning. And what I laugh sometimes with folks, because they did it with what's it called? They did it with Arch at the beginning of the first two games. People had given up on him. And it's like, dude, relax. He's a Manning. You got to give him some time. Those of us that are old, and we saw Archie play, and then we saw Peyton play, and then we saw Eli play, and now we're watching Arch. I was one, if you follow the show, you know, I was like, you people are fools for doubting the kid. If he fails, okay, then I'm good with being wrong, but I would not bet against the Manning being successful in the NFL. And I think Arch will play in the NFL, and he'll be a good quarterback. And I would not be surprised if Marshall Manning ends up being a good quarterback. It's funny, but the genes in this family is absolutely on point, dude. What family has 3 successful NFL quarterbacks? No family has 3 successful quarterbacks. Arch may end up becoming the 4th. And Archie, those of us that lived it, like, it was heartbreaking because he played on some of the worst teams in the history of the NFL. The Saints weren't just the Aints. They were bad, dude. And it goes back to Brett Dodger's comment about supporting a quarterback. Archie Manning had 0 support in New Orleans. 0. And he struggled with that. And it's not his fault. It's like watching Steve Young in Tampa. Go watch Steve Young play at BYU. Go watch Steve Young play at the LA Express. Go watch Steve Young play in San Francisco. And then watch Steve Young in Tampa Bay. And all of a sudden, you're like, holy shit. No, I don't want that guy on my team. Well, it's not that he's bad. It's just the place was so chaotic, it made it harder for him to succeed. Yet in the LA Express, at BYU, in San Francisco, he lit it up. And if you followed it, you knew in the USFL, the LA Express spent money. You know BYU back in the day. God, what was that phenomenal coach's name back in the day for BYU? And he had Robbie Bosco and McMahon, and, you know, he just was on a roll. I forgot his name. He's a legend in college football. Somebody help me out with that. Brain farts. I hate that I forget that man's name because he doesn't deserve that. But just a phenomenal coach that they had there for, I don't know, he was there for 25 years or something like that. Great coach. And great atmosphere for all the players. Every quarterback that played at BYU was going to light it up. I don't give a shit if you were Robbie Bosco. You were going to light it up, you know? But it's just one of those things. You got to support your quarterback. And I've talked about this for years. You've got to support your quarterback. You know, you got to. If you don't, it just makes life so much harder on him. Ham says, go Eagles. Big O, I thought the point this year was to totally stink. Oh, they will. Automatically, they will. They're not going to win a lot of games, dude. They can try, but they're not going to win a lot of games. Dolphin Dave, you always take the quarterback if you think he's a franchise quarterback. Nothing wrong with having two, and you can trade one. I don't have a problem with that. But Dolphin Dave, once you take Arch, you have admitted that you failed with Willis. And he's only here for 1 year. I'm talking about John Eric Sullivan. And in 1 year, he has to admit that he failed on the Malik Willis signing. If you draft Arch Manning, it's because you're not going to play Malik Willis anymore. It's automatic. And the failure of Malik Willis becomes an even bigger failure because you were around him for 2 years. Remember how I used to, and some of you, we used to pick on Mike McDaniel because he had Skylar Thompson around for nearly 3 years and had no idea that he couldn't play? On who is that? Is that on you? Is that on me? No, that's on Mike McDaniel. That's all. It's on Mike McDaniel. You had him around for 3 years. You didn't know any better? So Malik Willis better be the bomb. Because if not, Sully has to admit failure in his first year. That's not good for him. Not good for you either, not good for me, because it's not going to instill a lot of confidence. Thank God my wife gets a teacher discount for Sunday ticket, otherwise might not get it for this season, and I've had Sunday tickets since 96. Wow, okay. Then what's the discount? Okay. Tank for Marshall Manning in 2029. Let's go. He definitely has a live arm. Yeah, bro. He definitely has a live arm. He's a Manning, bro. He's a Manning. He's a Manning. I would not gamble against him. Don't forget, use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off there at Kaneswear. Go to Kaneswear.com, and if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. But remember, use our code. You will get 10% off. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Lavelle Edwards. Thank you, Brett. Thank you. That's it. Lavelle Edwards. He was awesome. Awesome coach for BYU for many, many years. Drafted some awesome teams. Won the Holiday Bowl. Won against Michigan. Big bowl game. National title. I'd rather take Archie Manning than Malik Willis. Signing Willis was a big mistake. Ariel also is not a fan of it. Jeff in Long Island, Big O, do you know the video? Yeah, I knew the video was still on. I was leaving you guys talk a little. While I'm talking about Manning, you can see the future. People come in and out and all that, so it doesn't matter. I think Tua is going to win the Super Bowl if he's healthy. This franchise, they got a good football team. I don't know about Super Bowl for the Atlanta Falcons, but I will say this: I hope that he has success. I'm not going to be rooting against Tua Tagovailoa. I know a lot of you, especially those of you that didn't want him or you were against him or whatever. You got like voodoo dolls and pins and shit and all that, and you want him to, fail. I don't blame him. I always blame the team for all players' failures. Pretty much, I blame the team because the Dolphins never create an atmosphere for any of their players to succeed. Unfortunately, it's a bad franchise. Until proven otherwise, it's an absolutely joke of a franchise. So I will side with players in that sense because Miami doesn't do enough to help their players, unfortunately. What else do we have here? Minnesota, by the way, is the lead candidate for the 2028 draft. It'll be in Washington, D.C. next year. So Minnesota apparently is now the leader for 2028. They've done it in Chicago twice, Philly, Cleveland, Dallas, Vegas, Nashville, KC, Detroit, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. The question is, does Miami ever make a bid for it? but you guys would go. I'm sure a lot of people would want to go experience that. I've done the draft, but not like that. I did it over in Radio City Music Hall. The year that we drafted Jake Long, I was there for that draft, and I was broadcasting right from the stage. And Jake Long came down and joined us and all that stuff. So it was actually, I think we got Jake, and I think we got like another one of our draft picks that I knew the agent. I got him on that show that day and all that kind of stuff. That was fun. That was a fun experience. And again, Jake Long, I don't blame him. Sorry, Tony. I know you passed away, but I blame Tony. Tony ruined that man's career. And it's just, these are things that I've just witnessed myself throughout my entire life watching this. It's just a bad franchise, dude. And they do things to their players, and they don't give them a chance to really, succeed. And watching Marino, which I always pull that one out, nobody hurts more than that one. On the Browns side, Deshaun Watson now has the edge over Shedeur Sanders. Listen, Deshaun Watson was a pretty damn good quarterback back in the day. I don't know if he'll ever get his mojo again. It's been years now. And I know physically he's got more ability than Shedeur Sanders. But I just want to say this, because if the Dolphins did the Deshaun Watson thing, I got to be honest, I don't know if I would still be a Dolphins fan. That might have been the straw that really just, or as they say, the one that breaks the camel's back. That might have been the one. If they would have been that disgusting to sign that piece of shit, I would have been disgusted with the Dolphins, to be quite honest. And for the Browns to actually keep him around after all of this and still want to start him, it shows what a pathetic franchise you are. Just because you're paying him. And you're a billionaire. You can just have him go away, dude. Why have Deshaun Watson on your team, period? Have some scruples, dude. Have some respect for your team. Have some respect for women. Have some common decency. Deshaun Watson is a flat-out scumbag, lowlife, loser. Why would I want a piece of shit like that representing my organization, my city, my community, my fan base? Why would I want that trash representing any football team? Anything. I wouldn't want Deshaun Watson representing I don't want him even living in Miami. Trash piece of shit, dude. And for the Browns to be doing that, well, guess what? What can Brown do for you, right? A big old turd. It's what they are as an organization, is what that owner is as a human being. And the fact that he kept that guy around, I don't care if he has a little more talent than Shedeur. At least Shedeur is not a freaking criminal and a scumbag like this guy. Shedeur may be immature. He may need to grow up a little bit. But at least he doesn't do this kind of stuff. Nobody does. Only that guy. Why would you keep him on your roster all this time? That's really some low-life stuff by ownership. An embarrassment. And if the Dolphins did anything like this, yeah, I probably would disown him for something like this. I really would. I'd probably quit the business and disown him, because there's no reason to talk about him anymore after that. Because if you're that low on the totem pole that you do that just to try to win, yeah, I want no part of something like that whatsoever. But I just saw that, and to me, it's gross, dude. Gross. It's disgusting that you would keep that guy around, much less throw him out there to start this year and represent your team and take questions and all that. Be the face of your franchise. That's disgusting, dude. Disgusting. It really is. Big O, this might be the dumbest question, but is McDaniel calling the plays for the Chargers? No, McDaniel's calling the plays. Yeah. Yeah, he's the offensive coordinator. Yeah. Yep. And Adam Gase will be telling him what to do also. I don't understand that hire. I'm out of water. Not good. It's not good. Like you said before, I think Ross asked Sully how quick this thing can be turned around. And we might have prompted him to go after Malik. I don't get it. Next year's draft has really good QBs. And he already said that he's going to spend money in free agency. You know, that tells you it's what I told you. The old man leaned over. How quick can you turn this around? Not just, hey, what are you going to do to turn this around and make us a winner? No. How quick can you turn this around? Yeah. That's how that conversation went. Just like when they were doing interviews, they found out a lot of their GM candidates said, yeah, Mike is a nice guy. He's got a great mind for football, but, I'd like to work with somebody else. I've got people in mind. And they got a lot of that in those interviews. And then Harbaugh got fired, and they realized, oh, crap. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing because they never know what they're doing. Ross or the Epstein administration, it's all the same thing. None of them know what they're doing. Right? Big O, I'm moving to Florida from Massachusetts in the near future. My girlfriend lives down there, Space Coast area. What are your thoughts of that area? Oh, awesome. Better there than here. Yes. You want to live in that area up there. You don't want to live in South Florida. Down here in Dade and Broward, it's too crazy, bro. It's too populated, too much traffic. You want to live up in Port St. Lucie, Martin County up there. Yeah, dude. Up there, way better. Way better. Yes. Yeah. You may not have the nightlife stuff that we have down here, of course, whatever. But you know what? It's not a really far trip. You can get in the car if you got to go see a big show or something. Take a drive for a couple hours or see a game. Not a bad thing. But, yeah, I'd rather live up there now than down here. Plus, insurance will be cheaper, car insurance, all that kind of stuff than it is down here, dude. Yeah. Yeah, so you're better off there. You are, definitely. Big O is messaging the truth about Watson. Well, I mean, it's disgusting, to be quite honest. And I'm so glad that the Dolphins didn't do it, but if they would have, that would have really, really rocked me. Pat in Asheville says it's not a dumb question, but a better one is McDaniel calling the passes on 3rd and 1 for the Chargers. Big O, when is the best day I can possibly visit you? Hialeah, not till August. They'll come back in August. We'll be at Toyota of Hollywood next Friday. I'm sorry, Acura Pembroke Pines next Friday. We'll be at Toyota of Hollywood in 2 Wednesdays from now. Also, those it depends on when you're coming to town, And send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram or something before you're coming, and I'll give you the schedule and I'll tell you when we're doing a live appearance. Okay. And appreciate it, Bloodywood. Thank you, my man. Thank you for always supporting the show. I live in the Northwest Broward County. You're better off in Port St. Oh, God, yes. Dade, Broward, and even Palm Beach. Bro, move north. Move north. I'm telling you. It's not because I don't want you in my town. I'm just telling you, bro. Move north. It's much better. Much better. It's too crazy down here, dude. Too crazy. And your car insurance is going to be more expensive here than it is up there. Just is. Yeah. You'll save a little money too. Yeah. Let's see. I love South Florida, but I've been plenty to up there, and I'd rather, at this point in time, I'd rather live up there. Yeah. Lenny Pena says, I moved to Port St. Lucie from Broward back in 2021 and do not regret it one bit. It's so peaceful up here. Exactly, dude. God bless you, man. Port St. Lucie, Martin County, all that area. I love those areas, dude. I think they are just really the gems of of this part of the coast. Way better than Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Yeah. Yeah, much more calmer, less traffic, less BS, less craziness. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. That's my suggestion. Okay. And I live in the heart of Miami. I live in Kendall. And I'm telling you, yeah, if I could move up north, I probably would. I mean, eventually I will move out of the country. I will move somewhere else. Because obviously I got to go somewhere where it's going to be more affordable and you can make your money go farther, that kind of stuff. Here, our money is going to be every day and every year. It's going to be worse and worse and worse, unfortunately, with the amount of money that we're printing. That's the sad part. All right, let's get to a little music. Let's get to some birthdays, musicians born on this date. All right, where are we at here? Here we go. Now we go with musicians born on May 1st. Sabrina Carpenter, the American singer, actress, smoke show. She first gained recognition for starring in the Disney Channel series Girl Meets World. From 14 to 17 in 2024, she opened up for Taylor Swift at the Eras Tour. Carpenter's album, Short and Sweet 2024, includes the singles Espresso, Please, 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 both of which topped the Billboard Global 200, with the latter becoming her first #1 song in the U.S. And she is a smoke show. Bernard Butler, guitarist with Suede. London Suede, too, by the way. Let's see what else. Darcy Retsky Brown, bassist with the Smashing Pumpkins, born in 1968. Tim McGraw, country singer and actor. Total album sales in excess of 40 million, born in 67. Son of former baseball player Tug McGraw. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? You got to be well-rounded on this show if you're following it. If you know what I just did. You got to be old. Johnny Colt from the Black Crowes, bassist, born in 66. A lot of bassists today, huh? Wow. Who else is celebrating birthdays today? Phil Smith from Haircut 100, Love Plus One, born in 59. Steve Ferris from Mr. Take These Broken Wings, born in 57. Ray Parker Jr., Little Ghostbusters, born in 54. And, of course, Radio, which love that band. Some great hits. Also celebrating birthdays, Nick Fortune, bassist with the Buckinghams, born in 46. The great Rita Coolidge, backing singer with Joe Cocker, Leon Russell, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. She's kind of, talented in her own right. And Coolidge, by the way, was married to singer-songwriter Chris Christopherson from 73 to 80, born in 45. Judy Collins, American singer, born in 1939. That is musicians. Now we move over to famous people born on this date. Could be musicians, could be anybody. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they are no longer with us on this birthday. We start off with actor Glenn Ford, born in 1916. TV personality Jack Parr, born in 1918. TV personality Art Fleming, born in 1924. By the way, Judy Collins still with us at 87. Didn't mention that. Patrice Talon, president of Benin, born in 58. She's 68. Jockey Steve Cawthon, born in 60. He's 66. Actress Julie Benz, born in 72. She's 54. Angel. That's Julie Benz, the blonde one. She was also in Buffy too, right? I think she started in Buffy and then moved over to Angel, if I remember correctly. Actor James Badge Dale, born in 78. He's 48. Actor Jamie Dornan, born in 82. He's 44. Actor Lizzie Green, born in 2003. She's 23. Gigi Bryant, Kobe's daughter, born in 2006. Unfortunately, she passed away in that helicopter crash. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. All right, let's go with what happened today in music history. We start off in 64, where the Beatles received $140,000 for the rights to include their photos in a package of bubblegum in the USA. They probably thought, wow, we got $140,000 for a picture on bubblegums. That's it. And that was a killing. Back then, $140,000, man, that's a lot of money. In 67, the FBI arrested the Beach Boys' Carl Wilson on charges of avoiding the military draft and refusing to take the oath of allegiance. He was later released and joined the rest of the band in Ireland for a British tour. Yeah, dude. You don't need a Beach Boy out fighting and come on. These people want to surf and smoke weed. In 71, one of the Rolling Stones' biggest singles, Brown Sugar, was released. They don't play it anymore. They will never play Brown Sugar live ever again. We're too sensitive in this world. Anyway, in 74, the Carpenters performed at the White House at the request of President Nixon. In 76, Led Zeppelin started a 2-week run at #1 on the U.S. album charts with Presence, the group's 5th album. In 79, Elton John became the first pop star to perform in Israel. In 3 weeks' time, he also became the first Western solo pop performer to tour Russia. In 86, Erasure released their debut studio album, Wonderland, and it features the singles Who Needs Love Like That, Heavenly Action, and Oh L'Amour, which they still do that one live a lot. Oh L'Amour, it's a good song. If you can see Erasure live, I'd do it. Bunch of great songs. In 90, Mark Lanegan released his debut studio album, The Winding Street. No idea who this is, but it features Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic, playing on Where Did You Sleep Last Night, and Cobain provides backing vocals in Down in the Dark. Don't know the album at all. Might look it up now. In 2003, American soul singer Barry White suffered a stroke while being treated for kidney failure. The singer died 2 months later, July 4, 2003. In 2007, Bjork released her 7th studio album, Volta. It features the singles Earth Intruders, Innocence, and Declare Independence. In 2013, Chris Kelly, one half of the 1990s rap duo Criss Cross, died in an Atlanta hospital at the age of 34. Kelly had been unresponsive at his home. 34, dude. Insane. In 2015, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars gave the Gap Band a writing credit on their hit Uptown Funk's Gonna Give Ya, due to its similarities with the 79 track Oops, Upside Your Head. Oop, upside your head. Said, oop, upside your head. Said, oop, upside your head. Yo, mama, oop, upside your head. Uptown Funk, which topped the U.S. chart for 14 weeks, originally had 6 songwriters, but now credited to the Gap Band as well. That's it. Gave you my money, gave you my time. Why you want to cheat me, huh? Come on. Get serious. It's mysterious. You stole that music from me. All right. I couldn't rhyme that part. In 2023, Gordon Lightfoot died at the age of 84 in Toronto. And let me see anybody else born on this date that was not on that list. Oh, that's it. That is it. And that's what happened today in music history. Big O, but Kendall's not the heart of my, whatever. You seen how many people we got here? I don't know. I would say it's the heart of it all. Kendall. That's like 1.5 million today. That's it? Just 1.5, 140,000, 1.5. That's all. It's a little inflation. Just a tad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. I'm feeling the throat already, I got to say. I got to go get a jug of water. I appreciate all of you tuning in. We shall see you on Monday morning. We thank David Furones. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.